Okay, so the last SCP we did was about that pumpkin thing, and after that was posted, the miraculous thing was like I want to say after like 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I get a comment saying that that was vanilla compared to the one we're about to react to today, which is SCP 4666, the Yule Man. Yeah, apparently this is 10 times more horrible than what we had previously done. So, and what crazy is that it's 2 o'clock in the morning that I'm recording this, and I'm trying to, and this is about, something more terrifying than that freaking pumpkin that was literally eating and killing children. Um, but yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right on into this.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-4666. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Web traffic and law enforcement channels worldwide are to be monitored for evidence of SCP-4666 activity, and particularly for cases of stalking or reports of anomalous phenomena involving families with young children.
Oh no.
Should a Weissnacht event be suspected to be in progress, the nearest containment task force is to be dispatched to attempt containment of SCP-4666. Standard PDP-8 humanoid first contact protocols apply. Media coverage of family deaths attributed to SCP-4666 is to be suppressed or falsified to make said deaths appear as non-anomalous home invasion murders. Forensic evidence and SCP-4666-A instances collected by non-Foundation agencies are to be confiscated and witnesses amnesticized. Description: SCP-4666 is currently believed to be a single, exceptionally long-lived humanoid entity of unknown origin. Survivors of Weissnacht events typically describe SCP-4666 as a very tall, between 2 and 2.3 meters, elderly male of European descent with an extremely emaciated appearance. The entity always appears completely naked, even when observed outdoors in the freezing weather.
Why naked? Why does it have to be naked? And he's apparently an elderly male of European descent. So he's European with his dick out. And what I want to believe, the freezing cold. Okay.
Though the nature and extent of its anomalous properties remain uncertain, SCP-4666 appears capable of instantaneous or near-instantaneous travel to any location north of 40 degrees north latitude, and possibly to any location on Earth.
So we can teleport?
SCP-4666 activity occurs exclusively within a period of 12 consecutive nights.
Or we can speed run.
From the night of December 21st or 22nd to the night of January 1st or 2nd. This period is known as SCP-4666's active phase. During this phase, in what are termed Weissnacht events, SCP-4666 will appear at dwellings in one or multiple locations north of 40 degrees.
Hold up, so it's active before and after Christmas. Oh no, it says from the night of December 21st, 22nd to the night of January. So it just continues on to throughout that month, the end of that month, and then ends at the beginning of the next month, the new year. Okay. So what we're looking at is a holiday SPC terror that likes to prey on families that have children. All right, continue.
North latitude. In all known Weissnacht events, these dwellings have shared the following characteristics. Isolated rural location,
Oh
home to a
God.
family with at least one child under the age of 8, and situated in an area with snow cover lasting throughout the duration of the event.
Oh gosh.
Weissnacht events consist of the following general progression. Nights 1 to 7. Children will report seeing SCP-4666 in the vicinity of their family's dwelling. The entity will typically be observed watching the dwelling from a distance, such as from across a nearby field or from the edge of a neighboring forest.
Oh
In
shit.
some cases, children will report waking up at night to find SCP-4666 watching them sleep through a window.
Oh, that's creepy.
Nights 8 to 11. Family members, including the parents, will report sounds of footsteps coming from the roof or the attic. An extremely unpleasant odor will also frequently be noticed inside the dwelling. No cause for these phenomena will be found. As a result, parents will often begin to suspect their family is being stalked, or even that their dwelling might be haunted. Night 12. Over the course of the night, one of two scenarios will occur.
I'm sorry. I know I keep pausing, but you know what? I didn't remember that face until I had seen that face when I typed it in on like the search bar and what that. But that was like a week ago. I'm I completely forgot that face, and now that it's like shown right there, that's what it looks like. That is terrifying. That is actually terrifying. Oh my. That face reminds me of like that animated film. Well, not film, but short. Um, that, the same artist that, created like the animation for the Nightmare Before Christmas. That face reminds me of the Sandman's face in that little special. For those of you who don't know what that is, there was a little special called The Sandman that was like in that same animation of like the Nightmare Before Christmas and all that, where like this entity, like the Sandman, will stalk these children who are ready to go to bed at night. And this one in particular kid was, afraid to go to bed all alone up this creepy staircase, and whatnot. Finally gets to his room, and the Sandman is waiting for him. Once he, gets fully cozied in his bed, and he couldn't scream, but he yanked his eyes out of his sockets and then swallowed them. And then just scurried off out of the house and left the child dead. Like, well, actually, what had happened was the child fell asleep. The child fell asleep and whatnot. And when the Sandman came in, and he just yanked the eyes out. And he was about that slanky stature. Like, he was very slanky with that kind of face. It was horrible, dude.
The first and most common is that SCP-4666 will kill all members of the family, save for one child under the age of 8, whom it will abduct.
Oh, wow.
SCP-4666 will inflict incapacitating injuries to family members while they are sleeping, then herd them into a single room of the dwelling where it will proceed to kill them in view of each other. The method of killing varies with the event and will typically be preceded by some form of torture, which
Oh my
appears to serve
God.
as a ritualistic purpose. See Weissnacht events log below. In the second scenario, which has occurred in roughly 15% of known Weissnacht events, SCP-4666 will not harm the family. Family members will report hearing footsteps inside their dwelling at night, though no signs of forced entry will be found. In the morning, children will discover presents at the foot of their beds. These will consist of toys crudely crafted from the remains of human children.
Oh my god!
SCP-4666-A instances log below. The criteria, if any, by which SCP-4666 determines the outcome of a Weissnacht event are unknown. Document 4666-5-30091, Weissnacht events log. Location: Unknown village, Croatia, 1498.
Wow.
Description of Weissnacht event: unconfirmed. An entire family was killed with the exception of one of the children, age unknown, who was abducted. Though specific details about the event are not available in recovered documents, it was noted that the killings presented strong paganistic elements and that the family members had been made to suffer greatly prior to death.
Wow.
The archbishop who oversaw the investigation wrote that he believed the family had been killed as part of a demonic ritual. Location: unknown village, Rupert's Land, present-day Ontario, Canada, 1689. Description of Weissnacht event: unconfirmed. An entire family was killed with the exception of 2 of the children, one of whom was abducted, and one of whom, female age unknown, escaped during the killings and was able to reach a nearby village. She told authorities that a naked man had broken into her family's dwelling during the night and proceeded to torture them. Exact method not specified in recovered documents. Upon investigation, the bodies of the family members were found inside their dwelling, hanging upside down from the ceiling.
What the fuck?
All had been exsanguinated.
Oh.
Location: Eichstätt, Germany, 1913.
Of course, German.
Description of Weissnacht event: an entire family was killed with the exception of the youngest child, male, age 3, who was abducted. The bodies of the parents and 5 other children were found inside a stable adjoining their dwelling.
Oh my
They had
god.
been restrained by having knives, pitchforks, and other sharp implements forced through the palms of their hands and into the walls of the stable before having their tongues removed, leading to hemorrhaging and death.
Oh my god.
Blood from the family members had then been used to paint elaborate patterns of unknown meaning on the hides of the mule, goat, and 2 cows present in the stable. The animals themselves were not harmed. Neighbors told the authorities that in the week preceding the killings, the father of the family had mentioned finding tracks in the snow around the family's dwelling, which appeared to have been made by bare human feet.
Ew.
Location: Plios, Soviet Union, 1956.
Stop staring at me. I don't like that. Stop staring at me. I do not like that face. I was better off with that face just leaning to the side. Why would you have that look at me? I don't want to see you stare at me. Fuck that.
Description of Weissnacht event: an entire family was killed with the exception of the youngest child, male age 4, who was abducted. The bodies of the parents and 1 other child were found in the living room of their house. They had been restrained, and their feet had been held over flames in the fireplace for an extended period of time,
Oh my
calcining
god.
the tissues of the feet and exposing the bones. They had then their heads crushed with an unknown heavy implement. Hundreds of bite marks believed to have been inflicted post-mortem were found on each of the bodies. Branches cut from a fir tree outside the house had also been placed over the bodies to unknown purpose.
What?
Location: Skudeneshavn, Norway, 1971. Description of Weissnacht event: an entire family was killed with the exception of the 2nd youngest child, female age 5, who was abducted. The bodies of the parents and 2 other children were found in the basement of their house. Each had at least 1 limb pulled off by brute force before being stabbed precisely 39 times with an unknown sharp implement.
39
causing a
times?
piece of bone from one of the removed limbs, resulting in massive blood loss and death. The family members had been eviscerated and their small and large intestines removed and cut into 30 to 50 centimeter long pieces.
Damn!
Arranged in radiating
That is
lines
so
around the
descriptive.
bodies. Feces from the intestines had been used to trace symbols of unknown meaning.
Oh,
on the
you
walls of the
sick
basement.
motherfucker.
Location: Egilstadir, Iceland,
Sick.
1996. Description of Weissnacht event: an entire family was killed with the exception of the youngest child, female age 4, who was abducted. The bodies of the parents and 7 other children were found inside their house. All had large pieces of skin removed from their backs, necks, and groins prior to death.
Oh
Removed
my
skin was
God.
found to have been partially consumed. They had been killed by decapitation with a bucksaw that had belonged to the family. Following death, the family members' headless bodies had been carried into their respective rooms and placed on their beds. Each of the removed heads had also been placed upright on a step of the staircase leading from the first to the second floor, with the parents' heads on the top two steps and the children's heads on the lower steps, in decreasing order of age.
That's so
Document
descriptive.
4666
Why?
530985. SCP-4666-A Instances Log. Location: Nurms, Finland, 1811. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance: a small wooden drum with 2 wooden drumsticks of uneven length. Drum skin consists of a 390 centimeter cubed piece of skin belonging to a human child stretched with a thread made from human tendons. Location: Gallagher, Wales, 1857. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance: a small knife, 15 centimeters in length, the blade was 6 centimeters in length, sculpted from a single piece of bone belonging to a human child. Symbols of unknown meaning had been carved into the handle. Location: Makat, Kazakhstan, 1903. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance: a flute made from the hollowed-out femur of a human child.
Oh
Bones
my.
have been bored at uneven intervals along its length. The femur appears to have been dyed in human blood. Location: Bangor, Michigan, 1960. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance: a wooden box containing 13 miniature human-like figurines, each 4 to 6 centimeters in height, made from the phalangeal bones of human children, tied together with strips of human tendon. The figurines had been decorated with human hair and small pieces of torn clothing.
Okay, so you're just a sick motherfucker. That's the easiest that I can depict of that. You are a sick, twisted bastard. So you go to various places, kill the family, abduct one child, from each of these families, and then decide to kill those said children and sculpt them out of any way that you want. Use one of their bones as a weapon, make a weapon out of it, or turn them to like little, from what I can gather, little dolls. Turn them into an instrument like a flute. Okay. Yeah, that's sick. That's really fucking sick. That made my skin crawl. I'm sorry. That really did.
DNA testing revealed that the remains belonged to 18 separate children. Location: Cape Broyle, Canada, 1976. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance: a ball 23 centimeters in diameter, made from 19 layers of human skin wrapped tightly around the desiccated head of an unidentified human child.
You said 19.
Male, age 2 or 3. Layers of skin are held in place with pine resin.
And it's a 2 or 3 year old.
Bar,
Why?
Netherlands, 2006. Description of SCP-4666-A Instance: a hairbrush. The handle is made out of wood and poorly carved. In place of bristles, 43 deciduous human teeth have been set at irregular intervals into the handle.
Oh my.
Testing revealed that each tooth belongs to a different child. Only 2 of the teeth could be matched to known abduction victims of SCP-4666. Teeth vary in age from a few days to over 400 years. Discovery: SCP-4666.
Hold up, pause, stop. I'm sorry. 400 years? You've been doing this shit for 400 years? Well, supposedly 400 years. Vary in age from a few days to over 400 years. Oh, you sick bat. Who makes a brush out of children's teeth? Well, the handle's wood. He said that. But The bristles of the brush? That's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty.
Six's existence and ongoing activity were first detected in 1974 through the Foundation's newly implemented Anomalous Signature Recognition Program, when several highly similar home invasion incidents resulting in family deaths were found to have occurred throughout the Northern Hemisphere during the night of January 1st or 2nd. Extensive research into law enforcement archives worldwide eventually uncovered evidence of probable Weissnacht events for nearly every preceding year, going back to the late 18th century, average of 3.1 known events per year. Numerous historical documents were also found which appear to describe SCP-4666 activity occurring prior to this period, in some cases as early as the 2nd century AD in Europe and Russia, and as early as the 1st century BC in Scandinavia. Fingerprints belonging to the same humanoid entity have been discovered at the locations of all Foundation investigated Weissnacht events.
Wow.
These have been matched to a partial fingerprint found preserved in dried blood.
So it's
on a
him.
recovered SCP-4666
All of that was his work.
dating from 1873. The fingerprints present characteristics not known to occur in human beings.
All that was his
See
work.
image. Human-like white hairs were also recovered from the locations of several Weissnacht events, though no DNA, human or otherwise, could be extracted from them. Addendum 4666-01. On January 2nd, 2018, several SCP-4666-A instances were discovered at a family's residence in Hoonah, Alaska, following the conclusion of Weissnacht event number 060198. Among these instances was SCP-4666-A-0960, which consisted of a crude life-size doll made from the emaciated body of a female child.
Oh my
which
God.
The following modifications had been made. A dress made from various pieces of dirty, discolored clothing had been sewn around the body, and in several places into the body's skin.
Ew.
The mouth had been sewn shut with thread made from human tendons, and the lips painted red with a solution consisting primarily of human blood. The fingernails of another child had been glued over the body's fingernails with pine resin. These had been painted red with the same human blood-based solution.
Oh,
3
gosh.
of the body's fingers were missing. The entire scalp had been removed from the head, and the scalp of another child with long blonde hair sewn onto the head in its place. The hair had been tied into 2 braids.
Please, for the love of God, if when you finish this description, please don't show like a picture or a drawing of it. Please, I don't wanna envision that when I go to sleep tonight. Just please don't do that. It's bad enough you showed me what the Yule man would look like. Don't show me this, please. I don't want to see this. That's disgusting. I'm not even creeped out. Well, I am creeped out. I'm not scared, but I am creeped the fuck out. This makes my skin crawl. Like, ugh.
Both eyes had been removed, and 2 large round pebbles on which eyes had been crudely painted placed into the empty orbits.
Ugh.
Upon examination by the family, the child from whom the doll had been made was found to be still alive,
What?
albeit unconscious. Authorities were notified, and the child was airlifted to Bartlett Regional Hospital in Juneau, Alaska, where she survived for 18 hours. 2 Foundation agents were dispatched and were able to interview the subject. See interview log below.
They had to kill her.
Following the subject's death, her body was confiscated by the agents and all witnesses amnesticized as per standard procedure.
Yeah, they had to kill her.
DNA testing revealed that the subject had been Ekaterina Morozova, age 7.
And she was only
a
7 years
abduction
old.
victim of SCP-4666.
That's
taken
sad,
from her family's
dude.
residence in Dubovka, Russia, on January 2nd, 2016. Autopsy of the subject's body showed she had been severely malnourished during the 2 years following her abduction, which had resulted in considerable stunting. Weight was only 15 kilograms, height was only 90 centimeters. A number of scars and burns were present on her skin, and she had suffered 2 bone fractures, left tibia and left ulna, that had not been reset and had healed improperly. Hands were heavily calloused. Cause of death was attributed to multiple organ failure resulting from severe, sustained malnourishment. Document 4666-5-358-14. Interview log. Audio log 4666 06201. Date January 2nd, 2018. Time 11:27 to 11:49 p.m. Alaskan Standard Time.
Oh God.
Location Bartlett Regional Hospital, Juneau, Alaska. Interviewers Agent Anthony Kowalczyk, Agent Susan Muse attending. Subject Ekaterina Morozova, SCP-4666-A-0960, female, age 7. Notes. The subject regained consciousness for a period of roughly 30 minutes prior to expiring, during which she was interviewed. Hospital staff had previously removed the thread that had been sewn into her lips, allowing her to speak. Despite having been administered a morphine drip, the subject was largely coherent throughout the interview. The subject did not understand English and initially only spoke a language that was unfamiliar to Agents Kowalczyk and Muse. However, after several minutes, the subject began addressing the agents in Russian, which he spoke poorly. Agent Kowalczyk, who spoke rudimentary Russian, was able to conduct the interview without the need for an interpreter.
Okay.
This interview has been translated by my on-site AI, Acid. Playing log now.
Hello, I'm Anthony. What's your name? No, I promise. I'm just here to talk to you.
I don't want to go back.
You don't have to. You're safe now, Mishka. Can you tell me what happened to you? Do you remember the night he came to your house?
I remember. He had Mama, Papa, and Katya, and Juliana. Mom died, and they were bleeding. After they stopped screaming, he put me in his bag.
His bag.
He had a big bag. I put Julie in my bag too.
What?
I think we go to other houses. I hear people screaming outside the bag all during the night. He tells me he put another child in the bag. Then after the night, he take us away.
Where did he take you?
On the ground. A thing. Deep.
Underground. You mean the basement?
Deep. Everything other than mud and ice. Bones everywhere.
It's a cave.
Everything cold. I can't sleep because it's too cold.
Were there lots of children there with you?
Lots of children. Lots of tunnels. Lots of holes. But they can't see all.
It's a cave.
They can't see the other family. Too dark.
He was in a cave.
My holes illuminate the echo of the sunshine ball. We're making noise. Together.
The toys.
And if you don't make the noise, you don't eat. Don't stop making toys. Don't fall asleep or he hurt you.
Does this motherfucker think he's Santa Claus? I'm sorry, just about the way the way she's talking, saying that he made them make toys, and if they didn't make toys, you didn't eat. Is this guy a fucked up Santa Claus? Oh my God. Let's get through this.
He hurts you. How?
He hit you. He hit you. Or he burned you. Or he bite on your fingers. Or he cooks you on a fire in his room and eats you. He eats you. And Sally.
Oh my
What
God.
about you? How did this happen to you? Did he do this?
Renee, Hikwa, and Sasha, and all do this. They have to.
They had to.
Why?
Make it sick. You gotta make the toys.
You become the toys.
You become
let's just get rid of this guy's face.
Yeah,
off
fuck
of the
that.
monitor, and
Get
let's
off.
all go and have a really good holiday.
Yeah.
And just take our minds off this thing, okay? Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you were all dismissed. Goodbye.
You know, the more that I think about it, the more I realize is that this was a Christmas SCP. Because of the way she described it, he went from house to house, put them all in a sack. A big bag. A big bag is a sack. And he put all of those children from age, I want to say 2 to 8, in a giant sack. And he took them all to a cave and made them make toys out of the dead bones and parts of other children that didn't make it. And she literally said it herself, when you get sick and you can't make toys, you become the toys. If you didn't want to make toys, if you couldn't make toys, he would hurt you. He would bite you, would bite your fingers off. He would burn you. He would, oh my God, he would kill you. He would eat you for his breakfast or dinner. This man was a fucked up Santa Claus. The Yule man is a fucked up Santa Claus. Only thing that he didn't have was a sleigh. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this was fucked up. This was fucked up. Okay, yeah, this was 10 times worse. And you know what? Yeah, I was right. This is a Christmas SCP because this got published. This got put out in December 21st last year. Well, happy Halloween. With that being said, let me know what you guys think about this. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this. Did you think this was fucked up or creepy, or is there something else that's even more worse than this? Is there something that's worse than this? I got a feeling it is. Anyway, this has been Master Real Sakurai. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all again next time. I need to get some sleep. I need to do something else. Bye. Later.